Well, hello and welcome to episode 18 of the All Things Leeds podcast with myself, Ed McIntyre. And joining me in the studio this week is, of course, Leeds United fan Charles Foster. How are you, Charles?
I'm fine, mate. A little bit tired, but fine.
Yeah, recording this very early. Good Easter weekend?
No.
But football's been dreadful. The weather's been nice, though, at least.
Yeah.
And it also feels good to be back in this studio as well.
Yeah, I like a nice to have a space.
Yeah. Well, a warning now. This is probably going to be the most depressing episode of the All Things Leeds podcast you will listen to. As this week we do have to look back on what has been an awful Easter weekend for Leeds United and Leeds United fans. 2 losses in 4 days. A 2-1 loss at home to 10-man Wigan. And then a 2-0 away loss at Brentford. Results that have seen Leeds slip to 3rd and 3 points behind Sheffield United, who are in 2nd, with 2 games to go of the season. So automatic promotion is well and truly out of Leeds United's hands, and our hopes of finishing in the top 2 look all but over. And it also hasn't even been a good week for the Leeds United U23s, as they lost 3-0 against Newcastle in the semi-final of the Premier League Cup at Nevermore Park in Guiseley on Tuesday night. We'll discuss that, and if it couldn't get any worse, we'll be looking ahead to the game this Sunday lunchtime that sees the Whites go up against the most informed team in Europe right now, Aston Villa. Stay with us. Well, I kind of find it an achievement that I am still here. I haven't cracked open a cold bottle of Domestos after Leeds United have bottled automatic promotion. Let's start with last Friday's game then. Wigan at home. Now, we were going into this 3 points clear in 2nd. I'm going into it with such optimism. You know, it's Wigan at home. It's going to be easy. And, you know, we're going to get the job done. But, you know, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. We ended up losing 2-1 against 10-man Wigan. Charles, what do you think went wrong in this game for Leeds United?
We didn't like we wanted it. We just took it for granted quite a lot during the game. We got the penalty, they got their man sent off, and then we scored, and then we thought, this is won. That's the feeling I got from the players. They thought this is won because we won 0 up.
Think maybe they were a bit too casual?
Far too casual.
Yeah.
Far too casual.
Yeah.
And taking Calvin Phillips off at half-time was a massive tactical mistake.
Yeah, definitely.
Adam Forshaw being in a Leeds shirt is a massive tactical mistake. Just the crosses from the left wing from Harris and Nalioski just made you want to scratch your eyes out. It was just poor.
Yeah.
And we missed chance after chance after chance after chance. And we just lost the game, and that was it. And that was the moment we lost automatic promotion.
Yeah,
it wasn't the Brentford game. That was it.
No, I wouldn't say it was the Wigan game that we lost it. I would say it's the QPR loss, Stoke loss, Birmingham loss. All of these added up. You know, they think it. You know, it's a mindset thing for the players. You know, in all those games, you know, we're going into it thinking, we're coming up against a team who aren't on good form. This is going to be a walk in the park.
You're not going to go in the top 2 when you've lost 11 games this season. You're just not.
No.
You can get in the playoffs with 11 losses. You can't get in the top 2 with 11 losses.
Yeah.
So the likes of Norwich, when they play badly, they just draw. Yeah. We just lose.
Yeah. It's all the losses against the teams that we should be in, which has cost us really. But, you know, do you think, you know, it's for players, you know, mindset going into the games thinking, you know, we are going to win this?
Yeah, they just thought it was a given. And
yeah, I mean, you know, you do look at it. You know, Wigan, they've got the worst away record in the league. They had only won 1 away game all season. That was back in August, where they beat Stoke 3-0 at the Britannia. And we have the best home record in the league. So on paper, you're thinking, you know, it is going to be easy for us. But, you know, it really wasn't. I mean, you just couldn't write this stuff, could you?
What's the famous saying? When it rains, it pours. When something goes wrong, the entire thing comes crashing down.
Yeah.
And that sums up Leeds right now. When it rains, it pours.
We did go ahead in this game, though. But they had already been sent down to 10 men after a handball on the line. We'll talk about that penalty then. So we didn't see it. We were over in the south, and we couldn't really see what he had given the red card for, but it was a definite handball.
Well, actually, for me, it wasn't. I thought it was a bit fortunate.
Really?
Yeah. It looked like it kind of bounced off the area between his wrist and his stomach. I would have been annoyed if a Leeds player had been sent off for that.
Yeah.
It was a massive slice of luck we didn't take advantage of, and we didn't score the penalty.
But you can see why the referee sent the player off, because you think, you know, it's a handball on the line. just denied a goal right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The ball was kind of flashing across goal. I'm not even sure if it was goal bound, but I'm not going to complain if decisions go our way.
Yeah.
And then the penalty was just not that great.
Yeah, well, it hit the post. I think it was aiming for as far in the corner as possible, but it ended up hitting the post. Pablo Hernandez missing a penalty, of all people. But still, a better penalty than Bamford. Bamford's the other week against Millwall. That was such a poor penalty. Pablo, at least he struck it well and aimed for that corner. He just dragged it too far wide of the tag and ended up coming off the post.
We've had 3 penalties in the last kind of 4 weeks, and we've missed 2 of them.
Yeah. Well, all of a sudden we're getting a load of penalties now and just missing them. It's not fun.
Not like Leeds to miss a chance, is it? Especially a golden chance, like a penalty.
Yeah. Well, that penalty, it was on 14 minutes. Bamford put us ahead on 17 minutes, so 3 minutes later. Good strike. This from Bamford, took it round the defender well. Shot
Excellent
from a tight
strike.
angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pity that I can't do that every time he gets a chance.
On his weak foot, far corner, good finish.
Yeah, and it's those kind of moments where you look at Bamford and think, you know what, you're some player, but then other times it's like, you're not good at all because
The
you're just
ball
missing sitters.
bounces off him.
Yeah, it's annoying. It annoys me because there is a good player in Bamford. There is, but for some reason, just don't produce when it matters sometimes.
They can say that. I'm not sure you can learn the whole Wigan defeat on Bamford.
No, I'm not blaming the whole Wigan defeat on Bamford, but
every single one of them was responsible for that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, the goal that Bamford scored, it indicates that there is a good striker in there. It just needs to show it a lot more. But Wigan to do equalise just before half time through Massey. A good time for them to score. Poor time for us to concede just before the break. But it's a poor goal to concede, isn't it? Really poor goal. Defending was woeful. And Casilla, for me, I didn't think he made himself big enough as well.
He made 2 mistakes. The first one was when he got the ball back. Instead of turning right and finding Harrison or Ali, or even someone like Hernandez further up the pitch and sending it long, he passed it straight into Berardi, who's surrounded by 3 Wigan players. So Berardi launches it long. It gets intercepted in midfield. It's just the simplest ball over the top you'll ever see, and Alioski just decks it. Like the amount of times players were decking it against Wigan and Brentford is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, someone needs to have a go at the guy providing the kit man, whoever's providing the shoes, the boots, because they're clearly something wrong with them. They're clearly attaching blocks of soap or something to the shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, Alioski, he slips
all
so many
the time.
Yeah.
And then he slipped against Brentford and tore his meniscus.
Yep. So he's now out for the rest of the season. We'll move on to that shortly. But yeah, poor goal to concede. Casilla, I didn't think made himself big enough at his near post. They scored 1-1 at half time, and then they double the lead on 62 minutes. Massey again. Where's the marking here? Where's the marking? 2 headers in the box and it equals a goal. Such poor marking, poor defending.
Well, Berardi was far too deep and then got beaten in the air. And then Elland and Janssen couldn't recover in time, and he has a simple header.
Yeah, we missed Liam Cooper in this game, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did miss Liam Cooper. I didn't think I'd be saying that this season, but we did miss Liam Cooper against Wigan, I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah, missed his presence, missed his height, missed his leadership. Liam Cooper, he really is important to the team. I didn't think I would be saying that at the start of the season, but I am now. But yeah, another poor goal to concede. They go 2-1 ahead. We struggle to create anything good. It's just poor cross after poor cross after poor cross.
Yep. At the moment, that's kind of the theme, isn't it?
Yeah.
No kind of penetration, no getting in behind, no kind of not any kind of measurable quality on any cross or free kick or through ball or pass.
Yeah.
It's just woeful.
Yeah.
And now we have to go play a massively informed Aston Villa side, followed by a team that's already relegated. I mean, both of them are dead rubbers because us and Villa are already in the playoffs. Ipswich are already down, so the 2 most pointless games I can think of.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything to anyone. I mean, and then we've got to go into the playoffs. Well, I mean, if it's absolute fate that Frank Lampard's Derby County is going to knock us out in the playoff semi-final, and I'm going to put my fist through my bloody kitchen window.
Mate, let's not talk about that now. But yeah, 2-1 to Wigan full time. You could tell the players were distraught, as were all the fans. The players they were down. Do you think the heads were lost there? Do you think it was that moment after that Wigan game where the players just felt, we've bottled this now?
Yeah, they bottled it.
Yeah.
There's no way getting around that. They bottled it. They had the chance and they bottled it.
Yeah. I said in one of my videos, I used the words disgraceful, woeful, not good enough, and embarrassing for that Wigan defeat. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I felt really let down, and I think every fan did. Losing 2-1 at home to 10-man Wigan.
Yeah.
It's disgraceful, isn't it?
It's not the worst defeat I've ever seen for Leeds, but it's one of the most disappointing.
But when you're fighting for automatic promotion, you need to be winning these. And that game, I did say earlier, I saw the other losses added up, but it's this Wigan defeat right here, which just feels as though it is the game that has cost us playing in the Premier League next season, and it's just really, really...
Probably has.
Yeah, it's just really disappointing. Really, really disappointing, and, the players, they should be ashamed of themselves for that performance, really. So Sheffield United, they beat Nottingham Forest 2-0 earlier in the early kick-off that day, so we knew what we had to do going into the game, but we just didn't do it. So we dropped down to third on goal difference with 3 games left. Going into Monday's game, it was a must-win. I really wanted to remain in with a chance of finishing in the top 2, but it was always going to be difficult. We were away at Brentford, where we haven't won there since August 26th, 1950, and we still haven't won there. We lost 2-0 this game. I mean, this was just as bad as the Wigan defeat, wasn't it?
I'd argue it was worse.
Worse.
Because I think for the first 25 minutes against Wigan, we looked like a football team. This was just shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get this straight. Keith Stroud absolutely robbed us at 0-0.
Yeah.
Because we should have had a penalty.
Yeah, definitely should have had a penalty. Yeah, that's the most stonewall penalty I've ever seen. And it's not like he's miles away and he can't see it. He's literally stood right there.
I think it's because it was kind of a slow motion tackle that he didn't get given. If he goes into him at speed, that gets given. And it shouldn't matter the speed, it's the contact which should matter. But
yeah,
Keith Stroud's not a decent referee at all. He's like every team in the Championship down, and he will continue to do so as long as he's officiating. Not that I'm blaming the defeat on that, because Roberts massively overhit a touch, which lost us a perfect opportunity. Later on in the half, Roberts appeared to just miss the ball entirely and sent it miles wide when it was 1-on-1. Mm-hmm. And I'd argue probably Roof would have finished them chances. Yeah,
and Bamford as well. He missed quite a few chances as well. But no, definitely should have had a penalty. Keith Stroud, referee, I mean, just a joke. Just a joke. The officiating in this league is an absolute joke. And, if we got a penalty there, I'm not saying we would have scored it. We probably would have missed it, knowing us on penalties now. But, if we had scored it, it could have been a completely different game. Yeah,
and then Jansen's not marking his man properly and one simple ball in behind, which is the same thing we conceded both goals against Wigan for. And just a simple ball over the top, and they've scored because Casillas run 30 yards out of his goal. And I'm not going to say the defence should be marking him better.
Yeah, definitely.
Then it's a massively uphill battle, because they're just going to sit in, and that's what they did. And we just got set piece after set piece, which we launched into the stratosphere. While I was sat in my local swearing at the TV, and because it was the middle of the afternoon, there was like a bunch of kids about, and I got so many glares off parents, I can't even tell you, for just swearing constantly at the TV. And
but rightly so. I mean, it really was just dreadful.
I've got to say, I really went in on Neil Maupay and Ollie Watkins on Twitter. I'm not going to apologise for that, because I stand by them both. But that really, you have to check my tweets about Ollie Watkins. I can't actually say him right now.
He got booked for diving during this game as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I may have tweeted something about that. Possibly. I can't read it out, but yeah.
No. Yeah, but I mean, like I say, I would agree with you. It's probably worse than Wigan. We just look confused. Overall, it looked like we hadn't played a football match together. We just weren't, weren't playing right. Bamford, he had another poor game here, missing opportunities. He missed a good chance early on. The commentators on Sky were saying, it was a half chance, but it was a good opportunity that
I saw someone say that the reason we miss all these chances is because I think the players have got it in their mind that there's always going to be another chance. There's always going to be another chance in the game, and they don't seem to appreciate the fact that when you get these chances,
you need to take them.
The other team should be kicking off 30 seconds later. You need to score every time.
Yeah.
It's the Championship. You only get a certain amount of opportunities a game, and if you miss your opportunities, you will lose, or you will, at best, get a 0-0 or a draw.
Exactly.
We can't score in general because we don't shoot. The amount of times we pass it around from the wing, one wing to another wing, without actually ever having a shot at goal is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And our set piece delivery, I would argue, is the worst in English football.
Probably is. Now, I mean, Pablo, what's happened to his set pieces? There was a corner in this game which he took in, but it went out straight away and then came back in, and the referee gave a goal kick. What's happening? What is happening?
They just bottled it, mate. They bottled it against Wigan, and their heads are gone now.
Yeah.
Let's just hope that Bielsa can get them somewhat okay for the playoffs at least.
Yeah.
I would like not to be embarrassed. I would like to go to Wembley.
Yeah, I would like to go to Wembley as well.
I can't hack another game with Adam Forshaw starting. I can't do it, mate.
Yeah, that was.
It's just infuriating. He cannot play football.
Yeah, that was one of the two changes. Phillips being dropped. Was this a big mistake? I
can't think of a less effective defensive midfielder.
He's not a defensive midfielder. I don't know where he plays in midfield because he can't shoot, he can't score, and he can't defend. Like where does he play? Forshaw. Where does he fit in?
I think he likes to think of himself as sort of like the Championship Jordan Henderson, the kind of just quarterback in the side, but he doesn't even do that properly.
He's not good. I mean, Phillips, how you drop Phillips is beyond me. He's our best defensive midfielder. He's the heart of this team, and taking him out, it's just weakened the spine there, and that was a bad decision from Bielsa, I feel. Cooper, he started this game though, which was a bonus. I thought Cooper did okay. Of course, we conceded 2 goals, so he can't have done brilliant. But
should have been 3, really.
Yeah, I mean, we were lucky not to lose 3 or 4-0. But Cooper was back in, which is good to see, back early, which is good because we did miss him against Wigan. But of course, it didn't really mean anything because we did concede 2 goals. But we'll go on to the Brentford goals then. So just before half time, Mope he scored. Poor to concede again. The gap in defence is massive.
I hate Neil Mope. Yeah. I really do.
When he scored, he's celebrating in front of the away fans as well, which is just
again.
Yeah, which is just awful.
He gets hit by a bus.
But a poor goal to concede. Gap in defence is too big. Pontus is absolutely nowhere. NkGhTg, his positioning is very questionable because he was so far off his line. Like, why is he so far off his line there? I don't understand, but...
and it's not like he makes himself big either. He kind of slides in like a centre-half rather than spreading his arms and making himself as big as possible, and he comes far too far off his line.
Yeah, well, he can't make himself big because he just isn't big. But, it's not like this goal came as a surprise because... they were having good opportunities. I felt as though it was quite an even first half, but they were getting better with the opportunities. Sergei Kanyos, he had a good effort about 6 minutes before that where NkGhTg made a good save when Kanyos cut in on his left and then aimed for the top left-hand corner.
Morpe decided not to shoot on his left foot when he should have done because he probably would have scored, and he cut back onto his right and then got tackled.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's the difference as well between Leeds and other teams. The teams that are going up. Norwich, they have Pukki, 29 goals this season. Sheffield United, Sharp, NkGhTg, both on double figures. Mope at Brentford, they're in mid-table and they've got a striker like Mope. Birmingham, Che Adams, West Brom, Dwight Gale. That's the difference. They have all those class strikers who are getting 20 odd goals a season. We don't. We have Bamford who can only score a couple of goals every 10 games. Now we have Kemar Roof, who we probably don't even know his best position really.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when you skimp your way through multiple transfer windows.
Yeah, but that's the difference though, isn't it? They have top class strikers, we just don't.
Fundamentally, Radrizzani is not rich enough to run a football club, and I say that in the modern sense. He can run a football club, but he can't.
He needs to run a football club in the Premier League.
He can't invest money into it. He just relies on...
He needs the Premier League money.
He doesn't have any money of his own. He just relies on the club's own income. Of the people coming through the barriers and the sponsorships. We don't actually have any money.
Yeah. and in the Championship, you barely get anything. So that's why
and you get nothing.
In the Premier League, that's where we would succeed. Running
a football club in the Championship is like if you treating your finances like a guy with a severed carotid artery just bleeding all over the place. You know you're going to die eventually, and you know you're going to leave the job. There's no certainty. No one ever remains a Championship club owner for 20 years.
Yeah, definitely not.
Apart from the likes of Mel Morris, but even he's only been running it for about 10 years at Derby.
Yeah. We're going to the second goal then. So it 1-0 at half time, 2-0 on 62 minutes. Canos here again. Again, awful defending. There's plenty of yellow shirts back, but no one seems to be able to put a foot in for some reason. Another dreadful goal to concede. We bring on Ruth and Clark to try and get better in the game, try and pull it back. But it's hard for them to affect the game when you 2-0 down away at Brentford. And we missed more opportunities. 2-0 to Brentford full time. Like I said, lucky not to be 3 or 4-0 down. So that result kept us in third. And after Sheffield United, they thrashed Hull City 3-0. Away from home, so we're now trailing by 3 points, and they have an 11 better goal difference than us. We're also 6 points behind league leaders Norwich City, so they only need 1 more point to secure promotion. So the top 2 is pretty much out of sight now, isn't it? It's not out of sight. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's not mathematically impossible, but automatic promotion. It is now all but over, isn't it? The playoffs it is.
Yeah, it's playoffs. It's third place.
Yeah.
We get away leg first, don't we? In the playoffs, we're playing 6th place with the away leg first. I think that's the biggest advantage you can get.
Yeah.
Because then all we got to do, we've got to go down to Bristol City or Derby or Borough, whoever it is.
Yeah. Well, who would you want? Because Derby are in 6th on 67 points. Middlesbrough 7th on 67 points. And then Bristol, they are 8th on 66 points. It's out of those 3 really who are gonna get in that 6th spot. So, who do you want?
I don't want Borough.
No, I don't want Borough either.
I don't really care about either 2 because we've got a good record against both of them.
Yeah. I'd probably want Derby just because
I don't want Lampard to make the playoffs.
No,
I wanted to fall at the final hurdle and cry into his ridiculous tie.
I'd say Derby because we've done better against them though. Bristol, we edged out a 1-0 away there.
We always beat Bristol City though. We always beat them.
But we always
every single year we beat them.
Derby. I'd say I want Derby just because I know that Bielsa knows everything about Derby now. And we're beating 4-1 away and 2-0 at home, but it should have been more. That's who I would want, Derby County, but Bristol City want mine. Definitely do not want Middlesbrough. Are we both agreeing on that? We don't want Middlesbrough?
It'll just be a grind that we'll lose if we play Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
You can just see it already.
Won't be able to score against them.
No.
It'll be a 0-0 and then a 0-0 and then we'll win on penalties or something.
Daniel Ayala heading the 95th minute winner.
That'd be
at Elland Road.
Yeah. Definitely do not want Middlesbrough. So Bristol City or Derby County. I want Derby. You want Bristol?
Bristol City, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, 2 losses, top 2 chances all but over. Looks like playoffs. Just need to accept it now. It's hard to accept, but we need to accept it and move on and cheer the team on because we've still got something to play for. Still plenty to play for. 5 games left potentially, with the 5th one being at Wembley. So still a lot to play for. We need to cheer them on, but yeah, it's hard to accept because we've been in the top 2 for so long.
Everyone's just
fallen at the final hurdle.
Everyone's just gutted.
We're bottle jobs. We are bottle jobs. Nothing else to it. We're bottle jobs. But yeah, still need to cheer the team on. We've got plenty of stuff to play for. In the playoffs, we still have a chance of playing Premier League football next season. Yes, it'll be hard. It'll be like a lottery, but we just need to stick by him, show our support, and hopefully get them over the line. Come on, Leeds. Yeah. Now, before we move on to the U23s, as we mentioned, Alioski. News came out on Tuesday with regards to Alioski, who hobbled off the pitch during the first half of the game against Brentford. He sat straight on the bench, so he didn't look too bad. Watching it there, but news came out on Tuesday that he has torn his meniscus, which I believe is in your leg.
It's the kind of protective muscle that joins your thigh to your knee.
Yeah, but he will be out for the remaining games, including the playoff games. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks. So I mean, think what you want about Alioski, but it will be a bad miss, won't he?
No.
Do you not think?
No.
But it's one less option to use now on that wing and also left back. Like, who's going to play left back now?
By that logic, why don't we sign Akinfenwa from bloody... He's an option. It's like he's been so bad, and his Bambi legs have finally injured him. Falling over the way he does every single time he runs, it's putting in those terrible balls.
No, I think it's a bad loss, mate.
I wouldn't play Stuart Dallas, though. I'd play Leif Davis.
Leif Davis, that's who I would play. I mean, there's also Bavardi, that's a shout as well.
Yeah. I think I'd rather play Leif Davis, left-footed.
I would definitely wouldn't want to play Dallas. My option would be Leif Davis. You know, he came in against Aston Villa back in December, did well, did nothing wrong, and then we haven't seen him in first team since. So yeah, I would like Leif Davis to replace Alios, get left back now. But yeah, that's a weird one for Bielsa to think about. Probably a few selection headaches at left back. You got Bavardi, Dallas, or Davis.
I'd stick Leif Davis, Bogusz, and Edmondson and Shackleton into the team against Ipswich.
Yeah, I would try to do that as well. Probably not against Aston Villa, but definitely against Ipswich.
Why not?
Last two games now, the chances for us to stick out for kids, isn't it, and then see what they've got.
Yeah, it would be nice to just kind of give everyone a run out before the playoff. May as well. And
just see who wants to pop have a go and take Leeds up. I would love to see Shackleton again. Another time this season in the first team. He's done nothing wrong and he needs more of a chance. Leif Davis at left back for me, but Bielsa would probably got Dallas. knowing Bielsa.
Yeah, right-footed Dallas.
I would Bogusz. I would like to see him maybe on the bench. Izzy Brown. Does he not deserve a chance now in these last two games? If he don't play these last two games,
he was all right in the game last night. I was at another Mad Park and guys last night. Yeah, I watched the game. He was all right.
Yeah, but if he don't get a look in the last two games of the season,
there was one point where Bailey Peacock-Farrell was trying to organise Brown in a one-man wall for a set piece, and we were stood right behind the goal, so I could hear him shouting at him. He's just like shouting, "Izzy, move over! Izzy, move over!" just shouting at him, and it took him like 4 attempts, and Brown's just like turning around and glaring at him. And at that point, I thought, "But you're just looking forward to going back to Chelsea, aren't you, mate? 2 more games, and you're back on the train home."
Yeah, but he needs a chance now, doesn't he? These last 2 games, if he don't get in this team, then he'll probably never play the first team.
He won't play the first team.
No, not again. But yeah, a good chance. You mentioned Edmondson there. I like to see him be given a go as well. Edmondson, scoring in the U23s, so stick him in first team because no one's been able to score there. But no, Bielsa, he'll probably just keep it unchanged. But we'll move on to the lineups in a bit. But we'll move on to the U23s now, though, where we would usually cheer ourselves up because they've usually had a good week and won a game, but they haven't. They lost 3-0 in the semi-final of the Premier League Cup to Newcastle in Guiseley at Moore Park. I watched the first half. It was 0-0, but we looked decent. We just lost it in the second half. Charles, you were there. What went wrong?
We just got counter-attacked too easily. Their 3 goals were a penalty, which we should have cleared before the ball even came in. The second one was just a mistake on the halfway line by Bryce Susanna, who just didn't release the ball anywhere near fast enough, and he got pickpocketed, and they just ran on and scored. And the third one was just literally within like the last kick of the game, just a throw in.
Yeah.
And he just ran straight into the box and blasted it past Peacock-Farrell. No one seemed to be marking him.
Yeah.
Just lack of concentration. We had some good opportunities ourselves, but we could never really get through their back 4.
No. Did taking Phillips and Bavardi off at half-time affect the team a lot?
I think we lost Phillips' solidity in the midfield. I didn't notice Brady doing much. A few headed clearances, a few balls forward, stuff like that. But
yeah, but Phillips is that good, so if you take him off, we're going to be missed. But yeah, Phillips, Bavardi, Jack Clark and Bailey Peacock-Farrell, they started this game. Quite interesting to see Calvin Phillips start for U23s. I know that he didn't play against Brentford the day before, but quite interesting to see Calvin Phillips in U23s. He seems to have gone down the pecking order now in Bielsa's mind for some reason.
No, I wouldn't say that. Bielsa likes keeping people up to a certain standard of fitness, doesn't he? Match fitness.
Yeah.
And Brady and Phillips didn't play the full game. They played half a game. So
yeah, Jack Clark, he's playing 2 games in 2 days. Played against Brentford in London on Monday and then on Tuesday. playing for the U23s, so he's obviously got good fitness. But yeah, interesting to see that. Izzy Brown, he started to, as we've mentioned. He looked good, and like I say, for the last 2 games, he has to get a chance. If he don't get a look in the last 2 games, then he probably will play for the first team again this season. Edmondson as well. Let's talk about that. So which under 23s impress you? You watched them live on Tuesday. Which ones impress you the most?
I liked Hosanna in the first half. He was good. I liked Clackador. He was good when he came on. He was very skillful. I think if it was true. I couldn't really see. One of the centre halves. He was quite a good centre back. I don't know if it was Pascal Struijk or not. It wasn't Hugo Diaz. I think it must have been Struijk. He was quite good. He was big, strong in the air, proper old-fashioned centre half. Yeah,
I like the look of him. So Hosanna as well. I quite like the look of him.
Gott's had a fair bit of trickery about him. He got out of a few dangerous situations.
Yeah, maybe he's one to try get into the first team if possible.
But yeah, I'd stick Leif Davison for the first team. I wouldn't play Stuart Dallas.
Yeah. Leif Davis, then try give Bergshaw or Edmondson a go. Really,
Stuart Dallas is all effort and no quality.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the U23 is an unfortunate loss, but it's been a fantastic season for them, and they've won the league. So well done to them for that. They've still got the playoff games to play to win promotion. So good luck to them indoors. But that's the U23. So let's look ahead to Leeds United's final home game of the regular season. Aston Villa at Elland Road on a Sunday lunchtime. So cheers, Sky, for that. 12 kick-off on Sunday.
It doesn't really mean anything anymore. It's just a game. It's just friendly.
But we're going to go into that knowing whether a top 2 finish is on the cards or not. Because if Sheffield United win on the Saturday, and then we know for the Aston Villa game, it's all but over. So
I look forward to Jack Grealish sticking 3 passes at Elland Road.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game, isn't it? We're coming up against the most informed team in Europe right now, Aston Villa. They've won the last 10 games in a row. 10 games in a row.
Dragged themselves from 14th in the table to 4th.
5th.
The 5th?
Yep, 5th. West Brom are 4th.
Oh, if they beat us, they might go 4th.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be very tough. Villa are obviously a good team and a team to watch out for.
Yeah, I wouldn't want them in the playoff final.
No.
I'd rather play West Brom.
Yeah. Same here.
I think they're a stronger side, Villa, on the day.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly are. 10 wins in a row. No bad team wins 10 games in a row. But yeah, definitely one to watch out for, especially in the playoffs, where they're guaranteed to finish in 5th on 75 points, 12 points above 7th. So yeah, guaranteed to finish in the playoffs. So like you were saying earlier, it's going to be a dead rubber game pretty much.
Yeah, nothing really riding on it. I think we're pretty. I don't know how many points we are clearing 3rd, but I think it's a fair few.
Yeah. So they're going into it 10 wins in a row. We're going into it on the back of 2 losses against 2 terrible teams.
Yeah, they've got playoffs guaranteed. We've got playoffs guaranteed. It's just meaningless.
Yeah. But I won't say it's meaningless. We have to win really. Get the hope up again and mood up again around Leeds, and get a bit of a run going as well heading into the playoffs, because that's really important. Going into the playoffs in form.
Yeah, I can't see us winning this game.
No, I'm not too hopeful for this game either.
I mean, we might nick a draw, but I'm not optimistic.
No, not at all. But we need to win. If we don't win this, then I'm not hopeful for the playoffs at all. Lineups, Bielsa, he probably won't make any changes, but I feel we need to. It would be a mistake not to. As we were saying, stick a few U23s in there. Leif Davis at left back. I'd put him there. Charles, what changes would you make?
Start Phillips. Start Clark.
Yeah. Start Phillips. Start Clark.
Tear up Harrison and Forshaw's contracts. Probably start Roof. And then just have a go.
Yeah, I've got to agree. Start Roof. for Bamford. Clark on the left for Harrison. Leif Davis at left back. Phillips in midfield for Forshaw. Those are the changes I would make. We definitely need to make changes. And then maybe just stick a few 123s on the bench. Brown, Bogush, Edmondson. Plenty of 123s who you might as well just give a go.
May as well.
Yeah, for the last few games. Score prediction. We both said we weren't hopeful, so I'm guessing you're going to go with a loss.
Probably something like 2-0 Villa.
2-0 Villa.
Jack Grealish, Tammy Abraham to score probably.
I'll go 2-1 to Leeds United. I don't want to. I want to say that Leeds United are going to win. I don't want to put in my mind that Leeds United are probably going to lose. We probably are going to lose, but no, I'll go 2-1 to Leeds United. I'll be optimistic. I'll be hopeful. And yeah, we need to win if we want, just to lift the mood again and get everyone going heading into the playoffs. But that brings us to the end of episode 18 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Sorry that it was a very short one and probably the most depressing podcast you'll ever listen to in your life.
Yeah, sorry, I've not been able to get myself up as much in mood for this. It's very early and there's just nothing positive to talk about. I'm sorry, it's just been hard.
There's literally nothing
I feel
positive
numb.
to talk about now.
I feel Leeds and maybe feel numb, and now I'm spreading that to you lot. So
come on,
apologies for that.
Come on, we still got the playoffs, still got a chance. But yeah, thank you to Charles as always for joining me in the studio.
Yeah, cheers for having me, mate.
Thank you to everyone who has listened as well. We really do appreciate you. If you're still listening now, if you've stuck by us,
I don't blame you if you haven't.
Yeah, I won't blame you if you switched off during it because we just sound so.
Do us a favour though, chuck us a like and share it before you do.
Give us a like, share, follow the podcast on whatever platform you're listening on. Give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts if you're listening on there. Share it around as well. Follow All Things Leeds on social media. We're on Facebook, just search up All Things Leeds. Twitter and Instagram, search up All Things Leeds 1. Keep up to date with everything that is happening. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well if you have not already. Me and Charles will be back next week to have a look at the final game of the regular season where we take on Ipswich away from home.
I can't wait for that one.
Yeah. Hopefully Leeds United maybe still have a chance of finishing in the top 2. Who knows?
No, we don't. But still tune in anyway.
Still tune in anyway because
you never know, we might have beaten Villa.
Yeah, we might have beaten Villa, so it may be a lot more positive podcast next week. But yeah, make sure to tune in next week. Thank you for listening to this episode, and we'll see you later.